welcome to the channel. My name is Ash. Today we are going to discuss my 600-pound life, specifically season 8 and the first Where Are They Now episode with brothers David and Benji and also Erica. If you've never been to the channel before, please consider subscribing by hitting the button below. Additionally, I also will give an update on my own weight loss journey and how everything's going with that. On my channel, I normally stick to the L word and the L word generation Q, but I have done a few of my 600-pound life videos in the past. I would have honestly done a lot more, but this season has just not been that great. I don't know what they've changed. The stories do flow a little bit more slowly. It doesn't seem like a lot happens each episode apart from meeting the patient, moving, their first appointment. And there also seems to be a lot of patients who didn't get a lot done this season. I mean, we started off the season with Lonnie and John, the two brothers, and it was a great episode. I really enjoyed those two. They both did amazing and have been really successful in their weight loss. Ever since we saw the brothers, it just seemed to go from bad to worse. Even just looking at the statistics alone, there was 16 episodes this season. 2 episodes featured siblings. So there was 18 people total on this season. Out of the 16 episodes, we had 6 with surgery and 10 with no surgery. Of those 6, both sets of siblings were successful, so there was 8 surgeries total this season and 10 who did not get any surgery. But there also was a lot of difficult patients. We had everything from Ashley T, who was on Catfish not once but twice, and had actually lied about her weight to get on the show. We had Gina, who I actually did a review for her episode of my 600-pound life. I'll link it in the cards in the description down below. Gina was not great. And I actually heard a lot of people comparing Gina and her wife Beth to the YouTuber Amberlynn Reed and her girlfriend Becky. We also had Joyce, who was very difficult. We had Bethany, who after she was on the show and she was not successful at all, seemed to have a very sketchy past. And then we also had the likes of Shauna, who lost the diet not once, not twice, not 3, but 4 times. Obviously, with the state of the world right now, they did cut the season short. Overall, this season, I was just really, really disappointed. So when I saw Where Are They Now come back this morning, I was excited because finally, a breath of fresh air this episode was. We got the very, very good and successful mixed with a patient going through a lot of difficulties. So let's talk about the Where Are They Now episode with David, Benji, and Erica. I'm gonna start with David because he wasn't in the episode very much. He just had 3, I believe, small scenes. The first one being with his wife, Mary, and saying, you know, he started this new life, he's very happy, he's still losing weight. And within his few scenes within the beginning part of the episode, he had left his wife, got a new girlfriend, his daughter was living with him again, and to be honest, he said some pretty hurtful things about the wife. I mean, obviously we don't know the full story there, what was going on, but he was saying he believes that she resents him for having the weight loss surgery and he's left her. He and his brother Benji didn't speak throughout the episode. We didn't see them on screen together, and by the end of the episode, Benji said they still weren't speaking. Benji was saying that it was pretty much all over the fact that David had left his wife and basically kicked her out, and Benji didn't agree because he looked at David's wife as family. So Benji seems a pretty stand-up guy. I mean, Benji really shined in this episode and showed what an amazing job you can do on this program. It just was pretty amazing to see Benji at the end of his journey, the end of the episode. It's been 2 years and how much weight he's lost. He also had his skin removal surgery on his abdomen in the episode at 1.5 years. Benji's final weight for the episode was 176 pounds, and he'd lost over 400 pounds in 2 years. I mean, that is crazy. He looked fantastic. He seemed so much more happy and confident. He had also started his own business when all this was going on. He was living in a very nice house and looked like he was doing very well for himself and his family. He had a great relationship with his wife, an amazing relationship with his daughter. At the very end, he was learning how to scuba dive with his daughter because he was taking his wife and his daughter on this dream vacation for helping him change his life. Benji's story in this episode was just one of the reasons that I love this show. You see someone do the hard work and reap the rewards. Benji looked amazing at the end and everything seemed to be going super well for him. So amazing job, Benji. Like, Dr. Now even said to him, we're transitioning you into the maintaining phase and you're done with the program. We don't see that a lot on this show anymore, where Dr. Now is literally saying, you're done, like, go and live your life and be happy. On the other side of the spectrum, we had Erica. And the last Where Are They Now episode where we saw Erica, she had started a relationship with an old boyfriend of hers called Jimmy, and she was moving from California to Texas to start this whole new life with Jimmy in Houston. And at the end of her last episode, she seemed to be doing really well. By the beginning of this episode, she seemed to be doing really well too. She was still losing weight. She was into the 200s. She was looking to start this new life with Jimmy and get married. And about 10 minutes into her story, shit just really hit the fan and she took a sharp turn downwards. Jimmy and Erica broke up, and Erica said that she was completely blindsided by this. The way she made it sound was it was completely out of the blue, and it had to do with them relocating to Texas, where she was going back to California to sell a lot of her stuff. And her house, I mean, it looks better now, but it still kind of looks very hoarderish. There's like boxes everywhere and hundreds of like little figurines, and she said that she was kind of having a vent bitch session to Jimmy, and that snowballed, and he ended up saying he can't live with all this clutter, and you know, he hadn't seen the side of her before. They were very different people, and broke up with her. So Erica kind of says to him, oh, if I get my shit together, will you take me back? And from that point onwards, I just knew this is going to be a disaster. Throughout the entire episode, Erica must have said Jimmy like 50 million times. She even was kind of telling Dr. Now the whole breakup story, and although Dr. Now was very sympathetic, like, he's got more important things to do than listen to breakup stories. But I mean, I did feel bad for her. Like, obviously she's very emotionally stunted and she has a lot of issues. Actually, when she was in California, I think it was her original episode, I can't remember whether the woman was a psychiatrist or a therapist, but I remember her name was, I think, Diana Vogel, and she seemed really awesome. But we didn't see her this episode. Erica ended up going to Lola at one stage and she was having like stomach pains. Lola had to call an ambulance. She gets brought back in. Erica had actually confessed before, when she was back in California having a call with Dr. Now, that the day that Jimmy broke up with her, she had kind of gone off the rails, eating turned into a week, a month, and she had actually gained over 150 pounds in basically a few months. So after she has this episode at Dr. Now's, she gets brought in by ambulance, and we hear her on a very dramatic voiceover saying that she thinks she's going to die. But when she gets to the hospital, Dr. Now does a bunch of tests on her, and it turns out that nothing's wrong, and Dr. Now says it's probably a psychosomatic thing. So he takes her in for an endoscopy because she's already in the hospital, and says that she's actually stretched her sleeve completely out, and Dr. Now says she'd probably even stretched it more than when she originally came to him. And Erica's also had a previous weight loss surgery. She had the very old-fashioned stomach stapling when she was a teenager. So Dr. Now said the only thing to do is to redo your sleeve. Dr. Now was very, very sympathetic to Erica, and also she was by herself. She didn't have any help, and Dr. Now just really seemed to like handle her with kids' gloves. So I thought it was really sweet, and he really was doing the best for her. Erica does have her sleeve redone, but then when she goes home, disaster strikes again. She was supposed to be waiting for her PCA to help her shower, but she was showering, fell, phoned Dr. Now, and he said, you know, I'm going to send an ambulance because you've just had surgery. You could have an internal bleed. She ends up coming to the hospital. She can't fit in the CAT scan machine, so Dr. Now has to do emergency surgery. She does have a bleed. He sorts it and then sends her back home. Last thing that we see of Erica is she, having moved from California to Houston to back to California, back to Houston, she basically has had the surgery, had the emergency bleed fixed, and then she's packing up her stuff in Houston to move back to California, and she still was talking about getting back together with Jimmy. So I mean, maybe some people will give me a bit of stick for this, but I do feel a little bit bad for Erica. Like, yes, she's made some major mistakes. She did have something traumatic happen in her past. I know that's pretty common on the show, but I really could shake her. I mean, she did all that hard work, lost all that weight, and to put on 150 pounds and stretch her sleeve out so drastically in such a short period of time, it was just a mess. Overall, I think it was a really good episode, especially to see so much happening after we've had really a lackluster season of not a lot going on and not a lot of weight loss. We saw the amazing story with Benji and getting his skin removal, losing over 400 pounds. We saw David going through some serious changes, and we saw Erica really, really struggle. Did lose a lot of weight, but then also gain. So overall, I really enjoyed the episode, and I'm just looking forward to getting more Where Are They Now? I hope that this isn't like season 8 where we have a really good first episode and then it goes downhill. So hopefully things keep moving along in this direction. To just briefly talk about my own weight loss journey, I have hit the 170 pound mark of loss. And yes, my weight loss is starting to slow down a bit now, but I'm still losing every single week. I'm going to put a before and after picture up on the screen. Obviously, it's a really hard time what we're all going through right now, and I'm just trying to do the best I can. I did start losing weight about 16 months ago, but for the first 6 months it was quite slow and more like sensible eating, like cutting out soda and sweets and things. And actually this Sunday 26 is a year since I started doing very strict keto, no carbs, 120 calories, basically Dr. Now's weight loss program. And so far I'm really happy with how things are going and just hope to keep it up. If you guys have any thoughts on the episode, any comments, questions, pop them down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you aren't subscribed to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post a new video on the channel. Also, please consider following me on social media. My Instagram and Facebook are the.ash.silver, and my Twitter is theashsilver1. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure that you're staying safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!